Hello. All people are artists. It's just sometimes I think we forget to notice, and we don't believe it. We think that art begins with an act of creativity, but it doesn't. It begins with the ability to listen, to observe, and to notice. And this is where we find the inspiration to make a difference, to make an impact, to express our unique response to the world. And there's enough inspiration for all of us because it's everywhere. It's in everything. The world is there to be noticed, and we become artists when we begin to notice what it is and how it is that we as individuals notice it. I'm a songwriter. I write songs, and sound has always kind of deeply affected me, and noise is something that I've kind of always noticed. And my response to that is the desire to kind of create music and to write songs. What about you? What is it about the world that you notice that affects you deeply? In other words, what is it that you notice about what you notice the most? And then what do you do with what you notice? This is kind of the tricky bit. It's easy to notice, well, you can't help but notice. It's part of life. But art is the product of actively noticing what it is that you can't help but passively notice, and then turning that into something real, something that has the potential to make a difference to other people and to the world. The American writer Flannery O'Connor famously said, "I write because I don't know what I think until I read what I say." And there's a really profoundly beautiful truth in that kind of simple statement. The innate human compulsion to create provides us with a way to connect with and to discover what it is that we have noticed around us. And then it gives us a way to understand how we feel and what we think about those things. I sometimes think I don't really know what I feel until I've written a song. And for 2 years, while I was writing the songs for my latest album, I was helping to care for John, who's a very close family friend suffering with Lewy Body Dementia. And so working alongside healthcare professionals and members of John's family really opened my eyes to the art and the creativity of everyday life. And it showed me that when push comes to shove, and we start noticing what we notice because we have to, we're able to find new and creative ways to approach and to respond to really difficult and challenging situations. And when this happens, the artist cannot help but emerge from within all of us. Dementia is a horrific disease. It's essentially the slow destruction of internal connections to the point where communication becomes extremely difficult. And so for us as carers, the biggest challenge was to take our time, to listen, to observe, and to notice what John was trying to say beneath what might appear to be jumbled words and confused moments of behavior. Because when we took the time to notice, we realized that they were not random acts. They were not meaningless words, but he was expressing a real tangible need beneath them. And so, as carers, by actively noticing what it was that we passively noticed, i.e. by writing things down, by sharing with one another things that we had seen when we were with him, we were able to build up a bigger picture and better understand something about his deeper needs and the way that he was expressing himself and those needs. And as we learned to recognize the signs, we were able to meet those needs in our response to him. And art, that's where the art is. Art is an active response to noticing. And for me, being able to write songs was a real lifesaver during that time. As I sat by John over the weeks, the months, and the years, watching him and trying to process what was going on as he was disappearing and he was getting deeper into that tragic grip of the dementia. And so music was a way for me to cope, and it was a way for me to notice how I was feeling and how I was responding to that situation. And I learned that art is not a way to cover things. It's not a way to hide from things. It's not a way to escape reality. Rather, art is an active response to noticing and feeling those things that we notice and feel. And we can all do that. a line for the other one tonight. Moving in and out, if I'm choosing one, it's the other one. I don't want the same thing to happen here to you. And I just want to lie down in this grave tonight, this grave tonight. And I just want to lie down in this grave tonight, this grave tonight. And you said we're the only ones, the only ones, the only ones. And you said we're the only ones, the only ones, the only ones. Standing on the side where the gloaming shines its light. Standing on the side in the murky night without a bite. I just want the same thing to happen here to you. And I just want to lie down in this grave tonight, this grave tonight. And I just want to lie down in this grave tonight, this grave tonight. And we said we're the only ones, the only ones, the only ones. She said we were the only ones, the only ones, the only ones. You said it wasn't time. You said it wasn't talking about our future. You said it wasn't watching the days slip hopelessly by. You said it wasn't promising us the future. You said it wasn't watching the hours upon the centuries. And I just want to lie down in this grave tonight, this grave tonight. And I just want to lie down in this grave tonight, this grave tonight. And you said we're the only ones, the only ones, the only ones. You said it wasn't time. The only ones, the only ones, the only ones. You said it wasn't. Thank you very much. My second song and final song was inspired by a conversation that I had with a Frenchman in a hostel sauna in Stockholm when we were stuck there because of the ash cloud that had come from Iceland a few years ago. And he was in the middle of taking a break from his job as a teacher, and he was traveling around Europe a little bit. And he was telling us about the fact that he'd had his wings clipped a little bit by his ex-wife of over 10 years, who didn't let him travel anywhere outside of France during that time because she was scared of flying and wouldn't let him go anywhere, basically. And so this is inspired by that. It's about me, it's about him, it's about all of us who are scared to do the things that we kind of long to do and to go to the place we long to go. And so, yeah, it's called Traveller. Stake a claim, destroy my name with love. same old stupid game and run. I'm a traveler who's scared to move. A traveler. I'm a traveler who's scared of moving on. Sliding pieces fall to bits and form. The right tight circles that shelter from the storm. I'm a traveler who's scared to move. A traveler. I'm a traveler who's scared of moving on. Can have it. Escalated riding tide. If you need it, you can take it. I'm a traveler who's scared to move. A traveler who's scared to move. Which is moving through my mind. If you want it, you can have it. Escalated riding tide. If you need it, you can take it. I'm a traveler who's scared to move along. I'm a traveler who fears what might go wrong. I'm a traveler who's scared to move along. I'm a traveler who's scared of moving on. Thank you very much. Cheers.